Hey guys, Jerry Fetta here, owner, founder, and CEO of the Wealth Dynamics brand. I want to explain to you a service we offer called debt resolution. Now, the average American right now has debt. That's probably the most common thing that we all have is debt. We've got consumer debt, we've got credit cards, we've got student loans, we've got lines of credit, we've got car loans, we've got all sorts of stuff. And this is non-mortgage debt. Now, if you have over 5 figures in unsecured, basically personal debt, not mortgage, we're talking personal, unsecured debt, I want to talk to you about a program called debt resolution. So first, I want to talk about what is unsecured debt. So when you borrow money from a bank, you have what's called collateral. So if you get a car loan, the car serves as collateral. If you don't pay the loan, they take away the car. If you get a mortgage, the house serves as collateral. If you don't pay the mortgage, they take away the house, right? So unsecured means that there's nothing for the bank to take away. Okay, so a credit card would be unsecured. Okay, a private student loan would be unsecured. Medical debt would be unsecured. A personal line of credit would be unsecured. These are all debts that are not going to be backed by an asset. And so because of that, the bank can't take anything away if I don't pay them, right? Now, if I have unsecured debt, a program like debt resolution will basically help me get an agreement with the banks to settle the debt for less than I owe. And so this is for someone that wants to be saving more money and you can't because of your consumer debt. If you're already making tons and you're saving 40% of your income and you're like, yeah, I'm great, this probably isn't a program for you. This is for someone that's like, man, if I didn't have this debt, I could be saving more right now, right? And so what happens is you work with our team. We've got a group that does debt resolution at a very high level. They get in communication with the banks and they say, hey, you know, this client, they've got, you know, and it's over 5 figures, at least $10,000 of unsecured private debt, personal debt, right? So you've got at least $10,000. It could be credit cards, private student loan, you know, could be a line of credit, whatever it might be. And we get into agreement with the banks and we say, hey, we want to work with you guys. This person, you know, they can't afford to keep progressing their finances the way that they need to and also pay off their debts. And so the banks, when they get debt, you know, they loan money out. First of all, the money they loaned out wasn't even theirs. Okay, so when you have that credit card, you're not like, yo, I didn't pay the bank back. No, that was someone else's money in the first place. It wasn't even the banks. The banks are borrowing against their deposits, loaning those deposits out to you on a credit card, and they've got insurance on this whole thing. So if you don't pay them back, often their debts are insured and they're gonna write it off on their taxes as a loss. So they pay back the depositor they borrowed against and they get a tax benefit and had none of their own money at risk. The bank actually makes money still when you don't pay them back. Okay, I want you to think about that. So you paying them back, they're still gonna make money. Okay, so we're getting into communication with the bank and we're saying, hey, we owe, you know, 10,000, 20,000, whatever it might be, and we want to go into a resolution program with you where we pay for, you know, maybe half of what we owe. We can only pay half. We'll make payments. We're not going to borrow money from you guys anymore. Once this is done, it's done. But the goal here is you get out of debt faster. Your minimum payments drop, right? You're paying half of what you usually would owe. Your payments went down. Your balances are down, and so you're able to pay the debt off faster and also save more money, okay? Now, this will hurt your credit while you're doing the program because you're not paying as agreed. The banks are gonna report that on your credit and say, hey, we went into debt settlement. This person didn't pay as agreed. That'll bring your score down. But let me ask you this. What's more important? Saving money, being out of debt, and having less interest going to banks so you can build wealth, or having a high credit score so that you can borrow more money and pay more interest to more banks? Right, your credit score at this stage doesn't matter. You would be surprised how many people are like, oh, but I have a 700 credit score and I don't want to mess that up. And it's like, dude, right now you're going to be in debt for 40 years and pay 100 grand in interest. Who gives a crap about your credit score? So I want you thinking with this. I would rather reduce my debt, not pay interest to the banks, get out of debt faster, save more money, and we're going to combine this with your sacred account. So you're going to put the money in your sacred account first. It's going to keep growing. You're going to borrow against it, use it to pay the banks off early on these settlements, right? And then the result of that is you're not only out of debt faster, you've freed up the income to save more money in the sacred account. Your money's still growing this entire time. And so you're out of debt in half the time or less, and you've got more money than you started with because all of it went to your sacred account to begin with, and it's growing while you do this, right? So this is an incredible program. It's not for everyone. Okay, so this is not for you if you have, like I said, a lot of money already and you could just pay off your debt easily and it's not impacting your finances at all. If it's preventing you from making progress, that's where this works. Okay, This is also not for you if you have federal debt. You are not going to be able to get out of your student loans federal. You need to refinance them to private first to enter into your program like this. This is not for you if you have secured debts that you're trying to enter into the program, right? This is also not for you if you already tried to do this on your own and it didn't work, and now you want us to come clean up your mess. That's not what the program is about. You need to start with us from the beginning, or we take over an existing company's progress and help you out and maybe make better progress. But if you're like, I tried to do this myself and messed it all up, now I have an emergency and I need you to do this for me, not gonna work, right? So the other thing that this is not gonna work with is, if you're not willing to let your credit score dip, we will help you on the back end fix it and repair it. So it might take a year, it might take 2 years, but we'll get your credit back up above where it was before. And if you're not willing to have that, or it's important for you to have high credit, this might not be a program for you, okay? But if you wanna get out of debt faster, you wanna save more money, you wanna pay less interest and earn the interest instead, you don't mind having your credit dinged, your debts aren't federal, they're not secured, right? And you've not already tried to do this already and messed it all up without us getting involved, then this is a great program and you should reach out to us. It's very low cost to get into, it's a money saver, right? There's certain things you do that free money up. This is one of those things. So investing in a program like this is huge. It's gonna help you make a lot more progress. If you're interested, click the link below, check out our debt resolution program.